We are live, my friend. Back
What
live
up?
after what? A couple of weeks? It's been a couple of weeks, I think.
Sure.
I had to go to Chicago last week. You decided to just say fuck the live 2 weeks ago. So we are back. And
That's
this
not how it
time
happened.
that's literally verbatim what you told me. You said,
Yeah.
fuck the live.
Okay. Yes.
And I was like, I mean, I don't feel the same way, but you know what? If that's how you feel, then
No one believes you.
whatever. Anyway, we are here this week to talk about pretty much the last show out of all of the shows that we have to review.
I
Which
feel
is
like we
Winning
went
Time.
from reviewing shit almost every fucking day, like, or at least watching shit every day to review on Sundays or do it live on Thursday, to having nothing. Now I'm back to my personal shows. I can catch back up on Attack on Titan and some other shit.
I literally still haven't started Atlanta yet, and I'm kind of kicking myself for it.
Dog, Kevin Samuels shot an episode of Atlanta.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
He
bro.
was up. He was up. Free went
I
out.
mean, he had the
R.I.P.
Future shit. He had Atlanta. He was making moves.
I
Anyway,
forgot about his interview with Future. I have to go watch that shit, fam.
yeah, I didn't like the song when it came out, but we're not here to talk about Future. We're here to talk about Winning Time, the rise of the Lakers Dynasty, episodes 8, 9, and 10. It's been a couple weeks also since we've actually did recaps for Winning Time, so we want to give it.
No, we did episode 8.
Nah, we
did
didn't.
episode 8.
Last one we did was 7.
Hold on, bro. The YouTube right now.
Go ahead and hit the channel.
Let me check the YouTube right now. Yeah, get the people in here. Talk to them a little bit while I check.
I'm telling you, bro, we definitely did not do 8.
We about to find out.
I know we didn't do 8.
All right.
Meanwhile, I'm on the big screen right now. Playing this shit.
Let me get to our playlist. Let me see. Where Winning Time at? Bang.
I literally checked this.
You don't know.
I literally checked it.
Damn, son.
You don't see it?
Hey, Josh, we didn't do 8, bro. We got to do 8, 9, and 10.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I tried to tell you.
Did you? Is that what you said?
I did. That's exactly what I tried to tell you.
So with that being said, Winning Time, episode 8, California Dreaming. Opening scene, Jeanie Buss goes into a monologue about the first man to run a sub 4-minute mile, supposedly to talk about the Lakers' comeback, because now the Lakers are starting to kind of do their thing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We are 2 days until the All-Star game, and after beating Portland, Magic gets asked about his being named a starter his first year for the All-Star game. Spencer Haywood is apparently taking a beating on the court, so Pat Reilly talks to him about getting his knee checked because they need him.
Yeah, chill out, man. You gotta get healthy because we can't trade you. I mean, but you know, in the case of a trade, but we really need you for the stretch. We really need you from the stretch. Like,
the way they go on to have a absolute roller coaster with Spencer Haywood throughout these next couple of episodes.
Dog, Spencer Haywood, boy, pray for that boy because he was off the rails.
You would think he would meet a tragic ending, but he's still alive and kicking and
yeah, no, thank God,
thing.
man. Thank God Spencer Haywood found some peace. You know, at least for a period of time, because boy was feeling bad, man. I was kind of feeling bad for him, you know, watching the last 3 episodes, but yeah, man, it gets worse.
Big facts. The Lakers are now 40-13 and first place in the West, with Boston as first place on the East. Westhead is giving another Shakespeare speech as Jack McKinney walks in.
He was getting shaving creamed as Jack McKinney was coming in. That couldn't have made Jack feel too good. Seeing his replacements getting the love and admiration that he would have liked to get for putting his team together.
For sure. I mean, Jack McKinney has put blood, sweat, and tears into this team.
Yeah,
almost
no one asked
literally.
him to put blood. Yeah, no one asked him to put that blood in there. He decided to do that. He was the millionaire riding the bicycle. But you can just see the bitterness brewing from jump. From the moment that he walked back in that locker room, you could see it stewing. You see it all on him.
Yes. And it seems like he's ready to get back to work expeditiously. Pat's telling him about their ideas, including getting rid of Haywood and getting Bob McAdoo, but McKinney's just not really fucking with any of it, it seems. Like he wants Haywood. Haywood is his guy.
Yeah, I mean, you can want what you want when you coach. You know what I mean? I feel like, damn, that shit looks crazy on the screen. I feel like he should have expected it to be a little bit more collaborative at that point. Bro, you haven't been here all season. You haven't been here since the first 9 games. Like, this season is us. It's one thing if you wouldn't have went out unexpectedly, middle of the season, after the All-Star break. First quarter of the season, you were already gone. So imagine some assistant or somebody who's only been peripheral to the team up until that point, sometime at the end, coming to you and telling you what to do with the players, who to trade, who to bench, who to play. Like you gotta kind of have to process it in that way, because that's what you're doing to Pat Reilly and Paul Westhead, essentially.
Facts.
They had to make themselves leaders of this team to get to this point at all in the first place, and he's undermining it at this point.
Absolutely. So Westhead walks into McKinney's office and requests that Pat stay on, but McKinney knows that at any moment the organization will come in to basically shut his entire shit down if he's not absolutely ready. So he doesn't want really anything to do with Pat Reilly at this point. He wants to get back to doing what it is that he does.
It's bitter. He never talked to Pat Reilly. He never picked his brain to see what kind of basketball acumen he could bring to the roster. He never even assessed whether or not he could be an asset. He just judged him as an enemy because he's paranoid about losing his job, because he's on his way to losing his job, and he made a poor choice. Pat Reilly was ready to be the second assistant on the bench and would have gladly taken it if you'd offered to him and you'd still have your job. You got overzealous. You got paranoid. You didn't want anybody around you that threatened your position or challenged your thought process or your opinion. And ultimately, that probably cost you your job, because there was one person that was willing to literally die for that position, and you fucked with the wrong one. You should have just, what's that? What's the laws of power, man? Sometimes you gotta placate. Sometimes you gotta capitulate.
But he thought he was in a position of power.
Yeah, and he was not.
As opposed to, Yep. Jeanie goes to pick up Grandma after she's beat her illness, despite the fact that she hasn't actually beat her illness. She just doesn't want to die under hospital lights. Jeanie doesn't know she can lie to her dad, which she struggles with the entire time.
Yeah, man, I struggle with this one just a little bit, because I know, HIPAA laws are what they are. But again, this is Buss's doctor. He's on Buss's payroll, not hers. So to think that this could have gotten to the point of it being terminal without him knowing it all probably says something about the both of them. Like, the story puts it on, the mother for hiding it. But I struggle with the fact that your mother is dying in the hospital under the care of doctors that you pay exorbitant amounts of money, right? And they're undoubtedly loyal to you to a certain degree. So if you were actually paying attention, even beyond you talking to the doctors, you probably would have been able to pick up on some of this a lot sooner. But, Mr. Buss likes his book of sugar, and he likes his women, and he's kind of tied up with the Lakers right now, so he's distracted.
Yeah, for sure. Cookie showed up to the All-Star luncheon with Magic, and she mentions that she has a job in Detroit, but they have a branch in LA. Hesitant at first, Magic says he's down with it.
Hey, man, Magic is a lucky dog, man. Magic a lucky man, because he keeps playing around with Cookie, and ultimately she was the one that stayed, but boy, he played a lot. He played a lot, man, for somebody who knows that he probably wants Cookie, but at the same time, he's the most popular man on the planet right now, living on top of the world, and you don't want to necessarily just give that up so quickly. But he playing around. He's playing
Yep.
around. Like the minute you heard that, even if you don't feel that way, like don't hit her with the like, damn. Yeah, say something. Like, oh yeah, we could talk about that, or you think we ready for that? You think that's something we should do? Blah 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 blah. I mean, you did kind of tell her that she was your girl outside of the
Yeah.
hotel room when your would be baby mama was in the damn bathroom.
Facts.
So I guess y'all in a relationship?
Kinda.
Kinda,
Sorta.
Oh no.
Funny enough, Dr. J shows up and Magic can't even remember Cookie or that she's his girlfriend. Just forgets about her completely. Which, I mean, it is Dr. J, but like forgetting your girlfriend is kind of major.
That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Also, when they walked in and she's fawning over Dr. J and all the celebrities in the room, I thought that was pretty funny too. Cause it's like, hey girl, I'm Magic Johnson. I'm Magic Johnson. Oh, I'm turned the wrong way. Sorry. There we go. Fix that. He's like, I'm Magic Johnson. I'm a celebrity too. You know what I'm saying? Don't play me like I'm the normal boyfriend and you just gotta go out here and fanboy for all the real celebrities, my contemporaries, I thought that was funny. But yeah, I kind of peeped what the doc was doing, Julius Earvin, real early on, man. Like pull the rook in close, whining, dining, making think he's your friend, so you can kill him later. So you can absolutely kill him. I sniffed that out early. Like, oh yeah, young buck, let me take you under my wing. Let me show you around. Give you some advice. Meet my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I can slaughter you tonight. I don't even want you looking at me. I want you looking at everybody else.
Yeah. Yep. They were best friends until it came time for the court.
Yeah.
West Head is absolutely yikes. West Head is absolutely ridiculous. Fam couldn't even tell Pat Reilly straight to his face how it was with the assistant coach situation.
He's a pussy. West Head was a pussy. Like a big pussy. Hey man, I don't know what to say, man. I'm trying to advocate for you, but he wants to cut you loose, so I don't know what to tell you. That's it. That's all.
A simple conversation.
That's all. Simple. That's all. Hey man, I don't really know, it's not looking too good. I don't really know what to tell you. But like even beyond this episode, like he continues to be like, oh, I don't know. Make yourself what is it called? Make yourself
unreplaceable or something like that.
Unreplaceable, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Make yourself essential.
Yeah.
You mean like help lead us to the number 1 seed in the West on a potential finals run? You mean like that? What more could I possibly be doing? You mean keeping you together so that you can coach all 82? Is that what you mean?
Facts. Big facts. All right. So McKinney, during all of this, takes Spencer Haywood, and his daughter outside to speak with him, expanding his role. He mentions that he doesn't have to worry about any trade rumors, which Haywood knew absolutely nothing about. That's when he looks at Pat Reilly.
Bruh. And I know McKinney doesn't know this because, I mean, look at him. But the worst thing that you can give a crackhead is paranoia. The worst medicine you can give a crackhead is paranoia. A recovering crackhead, he's trying to change his life. And here you go, putting demons back in his brain. So that you can solidify your position.
Yeah.
You know nothing about Hayward's condition, his physical condition. You don't know nothing about it. You've been watching him from TV. You don't know
Yeah.
how he gets up and down in practice. You don't watch him in real time getting up and down in the games. You don't know. You haven't been the coach. That was for Jack. That was for Jack. That had nothing to do with Brandon Haywood. It had nothing to do with Pat Reilly or Westhead. It had everything to do with him. And I wonder if he looks back on that moment now, knowing what happens with Spencer. I wonder if he looks back on that at all. Like, damn,
Be
man, I
interesting.
really caused the man to, fall off the wagon kind of thing. Like to serve my own selfish motivations. That
And caused
ultimately
him.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and caused him to do so at a very pivotal time for the
I was
organization.
gonna say, which ultimately ended up costing Brandon Haywood his career. And had he been on the team, probably would have ended up costing the Lakers a championship.
Yeah. Yep. But we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
After scolding Pat Reilly and kicking him out of his house, Pat Reilly and Westhead have an argument about whose team it really is.
Bruh, I'd have been like, all right, well then you quit, Paul, and I'll be the assistant. Like you don't want it. You don't want it. You gonna bend over backwards to make sure Jack McKinney is the one. Well, then you give it to me. You go run off. Go back to coaching high school ball, and I'll step up and be the assistant. Like, stop lying to yourself. You know you want this shit as bad as I do.
Yeah.
And you're
You
gonna let
deserve it.
him. Yeah, and you're gonna let him snuff you out of it, out of some false loyalty that he really don't even feel for you right now at this point.
Yeah.
So
You about to go back to your seat where you belong and let me run my team.
Facts.
It's been a while. After a meeting with Bird and Magic with the commissioner going really well for Magic, Magic gets back to his room with Cookie where she's packing up all her shit because Rhonda called.
Rhonda?
Rhonda's got a baby, dog. She's got a bun in the oven.
Jesus, so she say.
Yeah.
Bruh,
Yeah.
Magic. I mean, but you knew, right? You knew it was gonna come to a head. You knew that was gonna come to a head. Rhonda, though, man, she bold as hell. I guess she just figured she was never gonna see Cookie again.
Yeah. Yep.
But then had the see, this is why I thought we did episode 8, because I remember having this conversation on a live stream. How can you have the moral high ground and be like, oh man, I gotta call Cookie woman to woman. I gotta let her know what happened with me and Magic. But then just because she didn't show up to a party, you fucked Magic. So she didn't go to the after party because she was upset about old girls at the players' dinner or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you decided to slide in her place and fuck Magic. Where was that more? If you'd have had that more high ground, you would have no reason to call Cookie.
Yeah.
You had no reason to call Cookie. What was wrong with calling Magic, the child's father? I mean, and I'm not trying to explain a way for Magic to get out of this. I'm just saying, like, what was wrong with calling Magic first?
So they were in a
Like, she
room together.
called Cookie. Oh, maybe she did call Magic and Cookie picked up. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Rhonda, why are you calling Earvin? That's probably exactly how that happened.
Yep. All right. So Jack and Paul are at a dinner in Philly, and Paul has to remind Jack of the diner that they're even at as he's signing an autograph for the diner's owner. Like, he couldn't even remember where he was even at. Clearly meaning he's not fit
Looked
to
like
run an
he barely
organization.
remembered his fucking name.
Yeah.
Barely remembered his damn name. So, yeah, no, he's not looking too hot. Paul, this who you gonna hand the keys over to? You gonna give your the keys to your Lamborghini to an invalid?
And at the expense of moving forward too quickly, you find out more information and still on that side, which is crazy.
like he's folding himself into knots to make sure that somebody steals something from him.
Oh yeah,
Like you gonna twist yourself into every which way just to make sure that it's Jack.
you're doing everything but literally gift wrapping and handing it to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Leave it to Dr. J to be out here giving Magic some advice on his situation with Cookie. I thought Dr. J came out of this looking extremely smooth in this situation. He got
Yeah,
into a
no,
situation
I
with his
think the woman
lady.
advice, if anything was genuine, it was the woman advice. I feel like, because
I
that's
agree.
not really a thing where I think men play game unless they trying to fuck your wife, something altogether different.
It's a
But
little,
I don't think, yeah, I don't think that's what's going on here. So I think that's the one thing where that's like safe ground. Like we can lightly discuss that because we probably got a lot in common in that regard. So I think if there was anything honest said in their conversations during the All-Star weekend, it was that the conversation about Cookie and the shrimp. Like, hey, dog, everybody ate them damn shrimp, fam. Don't be going around here telling people that your wife's sick off the shrimp.
it's been a while since I've seen that actor who played Dr. J too. I can't remember the last time I've seen
Yeah,
him.
yeah. No, he man, what TV show
I feel
was
like he was
that?
on like a UPN TV show.
Yeah,
I just don't remember what
yeah.
it was.
And I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, he's familiar as hell.
Yeah. Pat Riley tells the press that he's not too sure about Jack coming back, which causes Paul to get mad at him. Pat tells him to stand up for himself, and that's when Paul passes out in the bathroom. Like, I don't even know.
Wait. I think he did he like bleed or something? Did he like
I think so.
something
I
or
can't even
pissed
remember now.
himself or something? Like my nigga got so
That's what it
stressed.
was. I think it looked like he pissed himself, but then Pat was like, "Oh, that's blood" or something like that.
Dog, did you
Somebody said it was
bust a nut? Like what the hell?
blood. Like
This nigga,
something's just out of nowhere. Dog, what are
yeah, he
you doing?
just blew a whole testicle like off of stress. Maybe you shouldn't be there either. God damn.
Facts. Uh, see, turns out it was a kidney stone that has to get removed, and now because of it, Pat is now the interim head coach. I'm sorry, interim head coach
Interim head
against
coach.
Philly.
According to Chick.
Right. The Sixers end up losing by 20, and Dr. J absolutely hands it to Magic, as you mentioned before. After having a conversation with Jerry West, it becomes apparent to Magic that he wants to win. He wasn't so sure about it before, but after getting his ass handed to him, he wants to win.
Yeah. Yeah. Had a conversation with Jerry West of all people to bring that out of him. I am starting to. It's starting to wear on me a bit. The Jerry West character and his mannerisms. Like now, it's starting to get a little bit over the top. Unless that's just actually how he acts, and I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see it. I can conceptualize that. I get it.
for
Um,
sure.
but that was the most. It was the most human, I guess. That and the in the first couple of episodes where they were going through all his losses versus the Celtics. Those were probably the most humanizing parts of this series for Jerry West.
For sure. For sure. Uh, Jerry, mind you, I stopped even paying attention so much to this part of the storyline, but this is when it all kind of came to a head. So Jerry Buss also finds a way to turn a touching moment of potentially losing his mother into some old crazy shit with that nurse. So, like earlier on in the episode, he's talking to
Damn.
this nurse
Well,
and
yeah,
having an
yeah, that's
actual
nuts.
touching moment. And then he gets in the car, drives her back to her place, and then he's like low key losing it over
Balling, yeah.
and then it's Jerry Buss, so he gotta
It's
turn that into some old crazy shit.
it's crazy because when Jeanie said something about it when he had his hand on her hand after he said he paid her tuition, right? I was like, damn, Jeanie,
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, he can't just be, come on, man. Like, I get it, your dad's a little playboy, but it's emotional right now. And
Yeah,
you hung over or still drunk, maybe that's not the best time to be calling your dad out. But then, damn, if I try to support Dr. Buss, because here you go.
And it's just
Like
bad because you
I
could
couldn't
see it.
tell if she wanted that. It didn't look
I don't
like
think
she
she
really
did.
wanted it. Like she just kind of
It
went
looked
with
like
it.
she didn't. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she wasn't really feeling it.
She was like, even her, she was like, damn, you had to turn it into this shit.
Like, bro, I
Damn.
just want. I was trying to do something nice. Here you go. Got my titties out. What the hell going on?
But I had tuition though.
Yeah, well, oh no, for sure. We going to USC, fam. Fuck whatever community college I was just going to. To hell with Santa Barbara. I'm going to USC, baby.
Facts. All right. That leads us into episode 9, Acceptable Loss. After making sure his mom drinks her green juice and getting her a massage from some young man, Jeanie Buss gets the news that by winning and getting a first round bye, they missed out on at least $500,000.
Ain't that some shit? But and I didn't even know that NBA used to do first round buys in the playoffs. That's nuts. You get a whole 7-game series off? That's crazy.
No, it was a 5-game series, I thought. Because
In
remember
the first round.
the
Okay.
playoffs used to be 5 games. Yep.
Okay.
Claire Rothman is hoping to promote Jeanie from intern to full-time employee, but Jerry, much like a certain character from Power, is not interested because she needs to stay to help his mom.
This is Jerry. Hold on, wait. What was it? Jerry Flynn? This is Jerry Flynn.
Yep.
You do a woman's work, Jeanie. Do a woman's work. No, for sure. And it's like, it's crazy because I feel like he put her there in that office. So then, like, damn, you really just expected her to just be there and do everything that they thought she was there to do. Just work there, get some money, maybe get a car at the end of the summer type shit. That's literally what he expected for her. He never expected for her to hone any discernible skills or grow as a person or maybe become an asset eventually. Nope. It is exactly what we thought it was or what it ended up being. You want your dumbass sons to come in here and try to do some shit.
Yeah. Yep. And you had even mentioned that earlier this season. Like, you were like, oh, I thought he kind of wanted his sons to get into there. Well, we're starting to kind of see it a little bit.
Yeah.
So Jack McKinney has passed his test to come back, and he wants to come back as long as the Lakers can Westhead.
Well, we skipped the spot though. And the reason why he wants that is because my boy Pat Reilly got in front of them TV cameras and was like, hey, look, we don't want to have too many chefs in the kitchen, and maybe Jack should just rest and get better for next season. We don't want to mess with chemistry. We got a good thing going here.
For sure.
Which is exactly what Paul Westhead should have been saying this entire time. Even if you don't say it publicly to the media, that's what he should have. That's the sentiment he should have been echoing the entire time.
For sure, but he's weak as fuck. So
weak as hell.
Weak as fuck personally. Like as far as a coach, I mean, he took them far. So
yeah, Pat Reilly was on that bench, bro.
That's a fact.
Pat Reilly was on that bench.
The organization can't decide on if they want to have Westhead or McKinney. The team is basically split, and Dr. Buss wants to consult Jerry West before he makes his decision. But Jerry doesn't want this decision on his conscience.
You know what is funny? You know what I find interesting? So in today's NBA media, who's the premier team to make fun of when there's negative news in the NBA right now?
In the NBA?
Yeah.
Why can't I think? I mean, there's a couple, honestly. The Clippers, the Lakers.
Nobody's talking about the fucking Clippers. Yes, the Lakers. No one. Literally, I could tap in to the Big Brother spying programs that the goddamn CIA got and the NSA got right now, and we would tap everybody's fucking phone, and not a single person is talking about Kawhi Leonard's silent ass right now. No one. But yes, the Lakers, right? So it's so funny to talk about the Lakers and how they bring in Kurt and Linda Rambis and they've been talking to Phil Jackson about who they're going to hire next as their coach. And it's funny because literally that's what y'all assholes have been doing. Assholes meaning in the NBA front offices have been doing since the beginning of time, because Jerry West didn't just get called into the Lakers to consult on their front office decisions. He got called in on the Clippers. He got called in on Golden State. He got called back to the Lakers. He's been all over the NBA doing that exact same thing. I guess when it's the Lakers and Phil Jackson, or it's the Lakers and Kurt Rambis actually has a fucking job within the organization. Yep. Danny Ainge fucking jumps off to first round picks for 10 years in Boston, never amounts to anything. Well, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
But no rings though. No rings.
Technical difficulties, I think. Give us 1 second. We will be right back. And we're back. All right. So we were talking about everything going on with the current Lakers organization, Kurt Rambis and whatnot.
Yeah. Just the concept of having outside advisors help you make decisions is not uncommon, right? And I think this series shows that, right? I think Jerry West, being called into multiple franchises to do that exact same thing, so it's much more common than what you would think if you listen to pundits talk about what's going on with the Lakers right now in their coaching search.
Yeah.
I just thought it's a funny comparison because, like, now it's turned into gossip news, like regular run of the mill, operational things in the front office have turned into TMZ bait. And so it's gotten to the point now where, like, I think I heard, who was I talking? I think I was watching Undisputed this morning, and I guess Bill Platsky heard from somebody. I mean, it's not a substantiated source, so that means it's bullshit. That means it's horseshit. That means he was having beers with somebody in the organization and they floated this to him. But that Phil Jackson, who is supposed to be helping choose a coach, is floating the idea of trading LeBron James. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we doing? Like, never mind Bill Plaschke and just like lackluster reporting, unsubstantiated reporting. But like, what the fuck are we talking about here? One of the only players in the NBA with a no trade clause. But hey, Bill Plaschke says it, so let's run it on all the morning shows. So, it's just funny how that stuff used to go pretty like unnoticed back in the day, and now it's like, yeah, let's run 5 segments today on how the Lakers are falling apart because Phil Jackson, I guess.
I mean, either way you slice it, whether you're talking really good or really bad about the Lakers are headlines for sure. Like, everybody's going to pay attention to their ratings. So why not shit on them when things are going down? And then when things pick up, we'll be right back with y'all.
Sure.
Pat Reilly is concerned that Jack will get his way and run the organization again. His wife thinks he's fine after helping them win 50 games so far this season.
Okay. Okay. I hope you're right. Yeah,
we shall. Right. Spencer Haywood seems to be having some flashbacks to a cowboy, and then he takes some pills. He almost died on the court, but he called it meditating. Then he almost beats up one of the white players for taking his athletic tape. Now, I say cowboy now because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I think I know now what that was a reference to.
Yeah,
throwing that out there. Yeah.
He tells us later on, but he's tripping. I told Jack, the last thing you want to make a crackhead is paranoid. It's the last thing you want to do. Now he's tripping. Now he high at practice. Can't function. He's bugging the fuck out.
Yes.
Should have got that man in rehab immediately. But
for sure,
the captain, Big Cap, is the one ultimately who slides in and saves Spencer, which is probably another one of those things that led to him ultimately not being on the team anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Because he basically made him promise, well, Wood did it on his own, but he basically made him promise to quit cold turkey. Because they both of them really want to win after all of this.
Yeah, Kareem, that's not how crack works. It's not wild turkey, fam. That is not. It's not wild Irish Rose or Mad Dog. You know, it's not. It's not alcohol. Ain't no cold turkey for crack. It's not. That doesn't happen.
That's a fact. After the victory, Dr. Buss bringing mad women back into the office, but the doctor indicates that it's in game for his mom, and of course, Dr. Buss can't fucking handle it.
So, I mean, I guess I understand the denial, or the not of wanting to accept it. Did you have to go ape shit on your family doctor? I don't think so. I don't think that was necessary. You know what I'm
saying? He seems kind of cool with it because after like a few scenes later, or I think maybe next episode, we see him again. So it's not like he's that mad about it. But
that shit happened to me though.
Still a little while. Magic wakes up in a bed full of women, and he goes to call Cookie, who ain't trying to hear whatever it is that he's peddling about Rhonda and the baby.
She lost the baby, Cookie. Like, damn, that's what you lead with? Like, that's the lead off? Like, yeah. Look, man, first of all, I don't even believe that baby is mine. She lost the baby. We good. Like, damn.
No heart.
Shit, fam. Yeah, I feel like they both need to pick a lane, right? Cookie, if you're going to be with one of the most popular men on the planet, some of that attention you got to get used to. Magic, if you don't want Cookie to go live her life without you, you're going to have to give that young, dumb shit up, too. It's just, I guess it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out or when they come to that understanding. Because again, it's still married, right? So,
yeah,
Mr.
yep,
Mrs.
for sure. Jeanie thinks she should be at home helping grandma instead of taking the job with Claire, but the interns disagree. Funny how we got here from how they originally felt about Jeanie, but
You never
nonetheless.
smoked weed. You're just here to get a car from your dad. Now it's, oh my God, you're so great. You're better than anyone here. You gotta get the job. It's like, hey, didn't you hate me last week? Yeah, right. Yeah, didn't you hate me last week?
Seems Grandma, Jeanie, and Jerry break into a pool that has some sort of significance to both Grandma and Dr. Buss.
House. They broke into a mansion.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I didn't get the whole story on that, but yeah.
I guess it's some old famous house they used to break into when he was younger, when they first got out to Los Angeles, and apparently it's still abandoned. Why he didn't just buy it? I have no idea. I have no clue. Like,
Especially if it's
why
been
is your bitch ass
abandoned after all
breaking
this
into
time.
shit? What?
Especially if it's been abandoned after all this time.
Why are you still breaking into stuff, bro?
Why is she still breaking into shit? All right. After they all pass out for a bit, Jeanie speaks to her about the job with Claire, and Grandma tells her to take it. Any thoughts on that?
I'm confused as to why she's taking so much. Just go apply. Like, literally, just go apply for the job. You don't need to ask permission to apply for a job, do you? I would think that the 16, 17-year-old that was getting drunk during the All-Star game while her father and grandmother were living it up in the living room, I think you're allowed to apply for a job, Jeanie.
Yeah.
But I think it has more to do with approval from her dad about it than it does actually just going off to do it. And sometimes, man, that approval got to go to the wayside, you know?
For sure.
Damn,
you got
you're
to take a
approved.
little bit of initiative. After meeting with Jerry West, Jack McKinney can't find his way out of the building, even though he said he could.
Jack, see, and this is where I say Jack McKinney is selfish, because it shouldn't have gotten to the point where the Lakers should have had to fire him. Damn, you got lost in the arena. You get agitated sitting at a lunch counter. How are you ever going to coach an NBA playoff series? How? Selfish.
As fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma has a touching conversation with Dr. Buss, and then she passes out, or at this point, I thought she died in his arms.
Yeah, no,
Obviously, she has a stroke.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I knew it was over with when they was having the, oh yeah, you know, we'll be happy and give me a smile for the championship. Oh, she did. Yeah, she did.
You know,
promise me a smile. I'm like, oh, she gone. It's over. It's over. She's done. He's done.
Jerry West can't decide on who to pick, and Pat Reilly is pissed off after hearing McKinney got lost on his way out of the arena. Pat brings it to Westhead again and tries to get him to agree, which he can't. So then Pat goes to Jerry West and stops before he gets there.
Pat is I won't call him grimy because he didn't actually say it. But boy, you better watch out for fucking Pat Reilly. Because he'll cut your throat in your sleep. For sure.
Fact.
He will cut your throat in your sleep. He was willing to do it. And he was down. He was ready because he wanted it. And he wasn't shy or afraid to say it like Paul. And ultimately, that's why he ended up in the position that he ends up in. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. Me? Hey, bro. Your man's was out here playing Marco Polo in the hallways about today. I don't know. I don't know if y'all cool with that, but I'm not doing that. So when you make a decision, maybe you should take that into account.
Facts.
Paul Westhead over here trying to play loyal to the guy who told you that he only hired you because he thought that you weren't capable of doing anything else but being his right hand.
Yeah.
He feared you so little. He feared you taking his position so little that you were his first choice.
That's pretty I don't know any other way to tell you you're a pussy, stay in your place. I don't know any other better way, like nicer way to tell you that, basically.
Here go Paul. He's my best friend. I just can't. I can't, man. It's like he's just like Sarah. I gotta, Sarah Marshall.
Turns out Grandma had a stroke. Doctors suggest keeping her comfortable, but it ain't looking good. Jerry has a touching moment with his daughter as they hold hands.
Yeah, man, this is hard. Unfortunately, I've had loved ones or people I'm close with go through this, and it sucks, man. It absolutely fucking sucks to even watch it. Fortunately enough for me, I haven't had to go through anything like that, but I guess I've seen it from afar, and it's just not. It is terrible, and I could see where the detachedness is coming from with Jerry, because you don't want to feel that. You don't want to have to feel that day in and day out, and then knowing that it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop because that person's never coming back.
Yeah.
Just a really, really heart-wrenching moment for sure.
For sure. Jerry West pulls up on Dr. Buss with flowers and dances around the subject at hand. Basically, who is his coach? Who's going to be Dr. Buss's coach? Jerry West then tells Dr. Buss to follow his heart, meaning that Jerry West didn't do his job.
Hey, fam, you made me wait a day for you to walk in here and tell me to do what I want to do. I should smack the shit out of you. I should smack the shit out of you, Jerry. But you made me wait a whole goddamn day.
It's okay because he shouldn't be on the payroll, right?
No. Apparently not. No, he should not.
He shouldn't be, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Let's just be honest.
Who knows, bro? Who knows?
Even funnier, Jack McKinney is back on a bike and fucking losing it.
At least it's a stationary at this time, you know what I mean? Never hitting the streets again, ever.
Right. Apparently, he can't even his address. His wife thinks he's pushing himself too hard, because he is, and she's also upset that she's essentially losing her husband to the Lakers.
Yeah, he said some spicy shit in there too about her finally, or him finally needing her or something like that. I knew that wasn't good. I was like, oh well, you lost this one. Definitely lost this one. It's been kind of strained with him and his wife since his accident. So yeah, it makes sense that now that it's slipping through his fingers that shit is starting to come to a head. I wonder. I don't know if we'll see Jack McKinney next season or see what ends up happening with him, but it would be interesting to see what came of him and his wife because of this whole situation. Obviously, he goes on to coach elsewhere, but how that relationship kind of healed would have been an interesting thing to see. So hopefully we see it down the line.
Agreed. Dr. Buss pulls up with what appears to be congratulations champagne for Jack McKinney. But Jack can't even recognize Dr. Buss. Dead giveaway, that's not your coach.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. Look at the man like he's sitting right here, fam, right there. This guy's a kidder. This guy, if you weren't such a goddamn dick, you could have listened to the context clues of what the hell he was saying to figure out who the fuck you were talking to. But you are a colossal asshole since you fell off that bike and you don't listen.
Yeah.
Everything's about you. You only focus on you. You just got done yelling at your wife, and now you just lost your $1 million job with the Lakers. Congratulations, Jack. Congratulations. You rushed yourself out of the hospital and through physical therapy to lose it all, blowing off your owner at your front door with a bottle of champagne. As he was coming to tell you that you were going to be the Lakers head coach.
Yikes.
If ever there was a sign that it wasn't meant for you, fam, that was it.
Big time.
Hey, Jenny, come get this asshole at the door. I don't know who the fuck this is. Like, come on, bro. Like, gee.
Oh, well.
Old, irritated grandpa over here.
Right. Dr. Buss walks into an office where Pat Reilly and Westhead are basically trying to appear nonchalant and failing to do so as they were peeking out the window to look at what was going on with Jack. Dr. Buss asks, "Can you get us to the promised land?" Westhead concedes to help with Jack, but Dr. Buss nicks Jack completely out of the situation and tells the two of them not to fuck up.
If I would, well, you know what? No. Perfect. That's all I need. I was gonna say, if I was Pat and Westhead, maybe I could have got a little bit more of encouragement. Hey, we're behind you. We're with you 100%. We're gonna do this as a team. No,
Don't
hey,
fuck up.
don't fuck up. Like, but you know what? That's all I need, because that's my shot. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. You give me a shot, so can't complain about that.
For sure. The playoffs are here for the Lakers after their bye round. Lakers make quick work of the Suns in the semifinals. The Celtics are also making it happen on the East. Dr. Buss isn't even attending the games. He's at the hospital. The Lakers win the West against the Sonics. It's still not looking good for Grandma. Cap is finally embracing Magic and his smiling.
For sure. Sure, man. That I think that they're showing how they actually became one of the most dynamic duos in NBA history right now. Yeah. You know, Magic Johnson really rejuvenated Kareem, because he keeps saying, like, man, I was done with basketball. I didn't even want to hoop anymore. And, you know, now we got Magic. So sometimes when you have younger people who are passionate about the same thing that you are or used to be passionate about, it kind of re-energizes you to see their excitement for it, because it reminds you of when you had that same, you know, purest love for whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. After the win, Grandma Buss passes, and Jerry Buss obviously crying his eyes out because he loved that. He loved his mom.
Yeah.
The Celtics ended up losing to the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Larry Bird is still Rookie of the Year favorite, but Cap says that Magic will get his due respects. That's when Spencer Haywood fucks up and relapses. So now we have an issue for the finals.
Told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, man. What can you say about any of that? I mean, with Magic and Bird, oh man, it gets worse. It gets worse because obviously we know that Bird wins the Rookie of the Year, but it gets worse in regards as to how he won it. And then with what was the last one? Buss lost his mother. Honestly, still very sad. But we talked about that one. And what? Oh, Haywood, crackhead. Yes, crack whack.
For sure. The team ends up voting on whether or not they cut Spencer Haywood, and Cap comes in to let Wood know the news. Wood Harris, as Wood, does an absolutely amazing job telling Haywood's story as the son of sharecroppers. Problem is, Wood thinks that this was Westhead and Reilly's decision, but it's up to the team, and Cap had the deciding vote to cut him.
You could have kept that to yourself. Could have kept that to yourself. But hey, I mean, he was being honest, man. He kept it 100 with him. Like, all right, man, look, I know you want to be cool with me, and I want to be cool with you too. But it's just one little detail. I was the reason. I was the deciding. So take that as you will. I guess I'll talk to you next week.
It's wild.
That is wild. No, that's really wild.
Any thoughts on Wood Harris's performance, specifically in this episode as Haywood?
Oh man, Wood is cold. Wood Harris has always been an A-list actor for me, man. I don't think I've seen anything that Wood Harris has ever been in and I didn't like his performance. I mean, from The Wire to my favorite movie and Remember the Titans, Julius. I love Wood Harris, Brian. He can do no wrong in my eyes.
For sure. Kareem ends up teaching Magic the art of the skyhook. Any thoughts?
Oh, he gonna use that, man. He gonna use it, mug.
Yeah.
Or did he?
I don't
Not
think he
yet.
used it like right then, but we'll.
I was gonna say, yeah, somewhere around here, somewhere about there.
Final scene that I wrote a note on, at least, Wood asks some white homeboy if he still has his Magnum so that he can kill the Lakers.
Yeah, who we putting the hit out on? The Lakers. Hey, man. Crack is powerful. It doesn't make for
I'm
me.
telling you.
Does not endow you with the powers of an expert hitman who's capable of killing the Los Angeles Lakers, but it will make you believe it. You will believe you got them powers and them capabilities.
Facts. All right. Episode 10, Promised Land.
Oh, shit, that was 9?
That was 9.
Bro, I was sitting here thinking this whole time, like, damn, episode 8 was long as fuck. I'm like, episode 8 was long as shit. Okay, cool.
Bro. That was episode 9, so now we're into episode 10, Promised Land. The series with the Sixers is tied 2-2. Kareem goes up for a sky against Daryl Dawkins, and he comes down on his foot super awkwardly. Cap's white wife tries to convince him that he's done enough, but Kareem lets out a yell and then not only plays on the ankle, but dominates.
It just got, so how this shakes out, right? So Cap ends up playing in this game to send them to the finals. Dominates, but can't play.
No, they were already in the finals.
Right? They were in the finals.
Game 5.
Was against the Sixers. Game 5. Okay, all right. So, again, ends up winning Game 5. And now he can't play in Game 6, where Magic ends up playing the center. What would have happened if we would have just did that in Game 5 and saved Kareem? Would we have just scraped the 76ers all together? So if we, mid-game, slide Buck down to the center, Kareem, chill out, go to the locker room, we'll try to get you together for Game 6 to close it out. And now we got Magic and Kareem together. If you'd have known that Magic could play the center in Game 5, would you have done it?
That's a good question. It's a really good question.
No, that's a good question for Westhead.
Yeah, for sure. After the game, Kareem is questionable for Game 6. However, Claire Rothman has some good news for Dr. Buss. Playoff revenues are up, and next year's season ticket sales off the charts.
Nice.
So with that being the case, yeah, they can now pay back Great Western, or at least pay some of the money that they owe them. But it turns out on the paperwork, there's no treasurer anymore because unfortunately she passed.
Yep.
And so now we have to go about finding a new treasurer. And Dr. Buss thinks it's smart to use Jeanie to bring the boys in and teach them a little bit about the Lakers organization.
Like, I don't think we see him in this episode, but even when we eventually see Jesse and Jim, they look like idiots. Like they casted them as dumbass frat boys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like, but Jim absolutely ran the Lakers like a dumbass fucking frat boy. Like a guy who loses to the computer at 2K. That's how he ran the Lakers. Legit. Like he loses on Superstar versus the computer on 2K.
Yikes.
That's how he ran the organization. And that's who Buss was trying to train up and get a feel for who can actually take it over.
Big yikes.
Mm.
Larry Bird wins Rookie of the Year, and then after an apparent acid trip, Magic has a scene where he speaks with Larry, Cookie, and his mom, none of which are actually in the room with him. So he clearly did some drugs. Am I wrong?
Or it was just a dramatization to explain how he was feeling at the moment. But sure, yeah, it could have been an acid trip. It's the 80s. Anything goes. Quaalude,
Exactly.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. He was clearly hallucinating off of drugs.
Sure.
Okay. Wood, funny enough, we transition right into Spencer Haywood, apparently put the hit on hold because he thinks that the Lakers need him. But Westhead says that Wood ain't the right fit right now. So now the hit is back on for when they come back from Philly.
This is crackhead behavior, fam. This is crackhead behavior for every. Wait, y'all calm down. The Lakers need a big man now. So we ain't gonna kill him because they're gonna let me back on the team. See? Hello? They're not interested. I'm a crackhead. What? The hit's back on. Fam, you can't smoke work in the Forum.
Yeah.
You can't do crack in the Forum.
That's a fact.
Sorry. Like, we can't trust you not to run to the bathroom and bring out the glass pipe on us during halftime. So, no.
Yeah. Not at all.
We'll suit up Westhead before we bring you back.
Yikes. Speaking of Paul Westhead, Jack pulls up on Paul Westhead with the blicky in an envelope. Not really. He pulls up and preps him for the game without Kareem. Westhead admits that he hates how all of this happened because, of course, he does, and that he'll leave the Lakers when it's all done. But McKinney tells him to go ahead and finish the job that he set out to do, and that he'll find a job to come back and kick his ass.
Not going to be back there, John. You're going to have to, or Jack, you're going to have to try and do that versus Pat Reilly, because Westhead's ass, his feckless ass is going back to goddamn that Catholic church that they dragged him out of.
Yikes. Cap's white wife has Magic pull up to his limo for him to tell Magic that he ain't coming back for the rest of the finals. It's a wrap. Game 6 and 7, I ain't gonna be there.
Mm.
So
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is one of those scenes from the promo, from the trailers. I thought this was a dope moment because it was big of Cap for him to like anoint the Earvin, the leader of the team, in his stead. Not that he would need to say that to him, but I think it meant something coming from Cap. This goes back to my question I was asking. If you would have just played Magic at the 5 to begin with when Kareem got hurt in Game 5, and he didn't shatter his ankle all to hell, would he have been able to go in Game 6? I wonder if he regrets that. Because you ultimately ended up having to trust Earvin in the team to win the Game 6. And they were able to do it. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead there. But, I mean, if you would have, you know.
All good. Magic comes in on the plane and says that he's going to play center in Cap's absence. And lo and behold, that was Jack McKinney's plan all along. So everybody's on board.
Everybody's on the same page.
Auerbach shows up to pick his Exec of the Year award, along with Coach of the Year and Rookie of the Year for Larry Bird, to which Dr. Buss states that the Celtics have won everything that doesn't count.
Hey, yo, like, no, it's so funny because Red Auerbach came in the season talking, yeah, leave the dynasty building to me, leave the championships to me. Now you up here talking shit about Rookie of the Year and Coach of the Year and Exec of the Year. Y'all get rings for that? Y'all hang banners for that, Rant? No? Okay, shut the fuck up. Go sit down and watch my team win a chip. What's wrong with you? I wouldn't have played all of this polite disrespect. I let hey and Boston.
So everybody's gearing up to watch the big game, and we even see Donnell family members or family friends. I thought that was hilarious. Magic goes up to jump against Philly center and misses because he's 5 inches short.
Yeah,
he turned it around.
No, it's Magic. Like, definitely gonna jump it. Definitely gonna bang with all the bigs. Definitely going to outrun all the bigs on the other end. It was just the interest cat and mouse. And ultimately, it ended up evening itself out because in the first half, Magic was able to outrun everybody and keep the pace fast so that you can neutralize Philly's bigs. They started to kind of wear on him as the game went on to the point where now it was like, well, Magic's absolutely gassed. I think he played every minute in the game.
Yeah.
He never came off the court. So that's one of those legend games, man. That's a Kobe 81. That's a Jordan game 6 versus the Jazz. That's Reggie Miller 9 points in 30 seconds. That's Tracy McGrady. The like those type of legendary games. Kobe and Shaq versus the Trailblazers, epic comeback. Those type of games.
Where you do something absolutely unheard of
unbelievable, and will ring through the history books from forevermore. Because people will talk about the time that Magic Johnson. People will talk about the time that Magic Johnson played center to win a championship. Yes, and they will talk about LeBron James helping Kyrie win a championship, coming back from 3-1.
All right.
Well, if you're gonna accept it like that, then yeah, I'm down with that.
Whatever. Anyway, the NBA apparently had no faith in the Lakers winning Game 6 without Cap because they didn't even bring
they didn't even bring a trophy,
a stage, or a commissioner.
Bring a trophy. The disrespect. The disrespect. First of all, let me just say, David Stern was always a little weasel. He was also always a little scheming, conniving weasel. Like, even back then when he wasn't the commissioner, he was a weasel.
Well, he isn't the commissioner yet. Larry O.B.
That's why I said when he wasn't the commissioner.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. I got you. Jeanie heads to the Forum and stands on the court, and Claire Rothman walks out and meets her center court. Jeanie says she wants to be like Claire instead of her grandmother, but Claire tells her she'll never be like her because she's going to be like Dr. Buss.
Facts. And that shit came to pass eventually. Probably a little late, honestly. We things might have been looking different had we spent those 4 years with Jeanie Buss as opposed to Jim. Who knows how differently that would have been with the front office, with presumably at least Magic Johnson. I don't know if Rob Pelinka would have been there. He was probably still been representing Kobe Bryant. But instead of constantly aging Mitch Kupchak and damn Jim Buss, like, no one walked in the room and respected it. No one did. They were always leaving our meetings talking about how weird it was and that nobody was talking about basketball and blah, 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 blah. It was just like, oh, my God. And then now we're begging Dwight Howard to stay and shit. And it was just a nasty time to be a Lakers fan, man. So shout out to Jeanie, because regardless of how you feel about how she's running the organization now, we won a chip. We were picking out of the lottery every damn year Buss was here. Ran Kobe into the goddamn ground before Jeanie came back. So I think she should have got it earlier.
It's tied at the half, and Westhead is still using Shakespeare to hype up the team, but it works. Magic dominates in the third. Lakers a 10-point lead going into the fourth. Lakers struggle at the start of the fourth. Sixers cut the deficit to 1. After hitting the wall, we by having Norm Nixon be the one to help Magic back to the.
You went out a little bit for me on that last part. Norm Nixon did what?
Norm Nixon was the one to help Magic back to the sideline when he's at the gas.
For sure. Yeah. Now, hey, look at Storm and Norman. You know what I mean? Finally embracing this off-guard role.
Yep.
Sure. I mean, they need you to get a bucket. Man. I don't need you to help me carry me back to the. I need you to score. Help me.
Westhead comes to the team and reminds them of the McKinney miles that they ran They train for the whole season so that they can still go another 2 minutes. Magic still needs some inspiration, gets some when Pat Reilly tells Magic that Bird the year by a vote of 63-3.
63-3. So I'm guessing that's it. So that was all NBA coaches and assistants, probably. So out of 66 possible votes, I got 3. Larry Bird isn't even in the finals. He lost to the niggas I'm about to beat.
Yeah.
It just tells you a little bit about the place that basketball was in at that time.
For sure.
Like very still, just like how the NFL is still like very, even though most of the players are not white, the stars, the people that they put the push behind, the ones that they stake their brand on, usually are
white.
They're all American, corn-fed, good old time country, American value. White. Urban, flashy, dancing, black.
Oh man. The ball up the court and makes a pass to Coop, who's basically open, but gets tackled worse than Chappelle. Coop then goes to the line and hits the first shot and the second.
Oh, they icing it. They about to ice it.
Well, Norm steals the ball back. Norm steals the ball back and passes to Magic, who then drives and dunks on Dr. J.
Get you one. This was for Cookie.
The Lakers end up winning 1980 NBA championship. Magic becomes the youngest champion at the time at 20 years old.
Ooh, and finals MVP. David Stern, you're a snake.
I was going to say.
David Stern, you're a snake.
I feel like they said, did they say Sports Magazine at the time?
Yeah.
Like, that was the name they gave it?
The Sports Magazine
picks Kareem for the finals MVP. However, the NBA and David Stern decides that Magic is the one that should win the finals MVP, and he accepts the award.
Oh, for the story, you have your own trophy. I don't know. Why don't you give me the shit that I deserve? Since you got so much influence to hand me a fucking award, how about you hand me the Rookie of the Year award, you bastard? Or did you purposely give that shit to Bird to fit this story shit that you're trying to sell to me now? Because if you got enough power to take the finals MVP away from the player, from the people who's supposed to decide who get the award, you for sure got enough pull to get Larry Bird the damn Rookie of the Year.
It's a fact.
And the fact that it was so lopsided makes me feel like you definitely had something to do with that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, snaking ass David Stern.
Westhead makes the trophy as assistant coach, and Pat Reilly doesn't get his name, to which he says next year, but that doesn't happen.
You was there, Pat. Don't do that, bro. You was there. Everybody know you was there.
Now, to be fair, Pat Reilly does eventually get his name on the trophy, so yeah, it's all good.
You'll be all right.
Cap talks Wood off the ledge after having a gun pointed at him, and though we don't see it, hopefully he got Wood some help, which I would think he got him some help at this point.
Hey, you know what? I was just coming to talk to you. If you want me to leave, I'll leave, bro. I'm out. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
His sons, Dr. Buss ends up naming Claire Rothman as the VP and treasurer of the team.
Thank God. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. He's about to have goddamn Animal House as treasurer of the NBA franchise. Like,
yeah.
Woo. Thank God for Claire Rothman.
For sure.
Not only for being the president and the VP when they needed it, but helping mold Jeanie into the owner that she is now. Don't know where the Lakers would be at right now as a family business if they didn't have Jeanie to turn to. Like, because again, regardless about how you feel about the Lakers, this is 1,000 times better than anything we ever got under Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak. 1,000 times better.
Now, before I get into asking you some questions now that the season is over, I wanted to point out the comment that we got from the philosophy of Quran. He says, first time catching y'all live, just wanted fire and y'all articulate. Y'all gonna make it. The world need to hear y'all.
Appreciate
you.
Appreciate that
you
philosophy of the
1000%.
Quran.
For
Thanks.
sure.
Thanks. No, this was an offshoot live stream just so we could catch up on winning time, but we are done with with the TV shows for the time being. Yeah, we just kind of out of nowhere kind of all ended. So quick little tease for what we're doing next week. We will be back doing a live next Thursday, same time, same place. Only we will be taking questions from you guys. So any topics, Black Panther, MCU, sports, Ohio State, Michigan, politics, hip hop. I think we'll have no, we won't. I'm gonna say I think we'll have a Kendrick album to talk about. Yeah, no, we will. We'll have a Kendrick album.
Say, what are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. That's tomorrow. So yeah.
That's tonight. That's 12 o'clock.
Come on. Come with your questions.
No, I'm definitely going to have you plug that again once we're finished with these last couple questions.
Sure.
What'd you think of the season? Like, I don't know that I came into this expecting as good of a show as it was, but very entertaining to me, at least. And
very entertaining. Yeah.
Quality acting out of it too.
Not nearly as biopic-y as I thought it was going to be. It just kind of seems like a regular ongoing series. So, very entertained. Love most of the performances. The actors are great. I think everybody's been cast really well. I like the direction that they're going in the. I like that they're taking their time with the storytelling. Like they started very early on, like before the draft, 79 draft. Yeah, man, it seems pretty inclusive, and with the amount of characters that they have that they're portraying in here, it makes me believe that they were pretty open to collaboration with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So a lot of work went into gaining all this information and these depictions. So I can tell and I appreciate it. So I think it's pretty good. So good so far. So far so good for me.
I agree. So I believe they already got renewed for season 2. I didn't read the book that this was all based off of. I don't know if you have. But my question would be, we're probably going to get that sometime in 2023, maybe later 2023, possibly. I think the Lakers go on to not win the finals for a couple of years. Do you think they'll kind of make it more about the bad side now that we've seen them make it to the promised land and win? Or do you think they'll fast forward to the Pat Reilly stage?
I'm sure there is plenty that happened in between them winning that championship, Magic's rookie year, and then winning the next one that we're gonna talk about. Bro, we ain't even got to George Jefferson, Kareem yet, so we got a while to go. We got a while to go.
Is there anything within that you're going to want to see the most?
More Lakers Celtics rivalry stuff. The drafting of James Worthy.
Yeah. Yep.
There are a few players that I want to see for sure. Worthy. Who else was missing? They had Jamal Wilkes. He was there already. Rambis is going to pop up at some point here.
Yeah.
What am I missing? I don't know. Nothing particular. Nothing in particular in terms of like NBA history that I can think of, other than the Bird Magic stuff continuing.
Yeah.
I hope they don't spend a whole season on it. Like if we're going to do that, then maybe we use next season and we add some time jumps in there somewhere. I would not like to see an entire season where the Lakers are not competitive. in terms of basketball. It just doesn't. And especially if you got 10 episodes, there's no reason to.
Yeah.
We went an entire NBA season within 10 episodes, this one. So 2 or 3 episodes.
So they just gloss over
Yeah.
the not so great seasons.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not gloss over, but we don't have to spend so much time there. Yeah, give me the highlights.
Okay. With that being said, was there anything else that you wanted to discuss about Winning Time, the rise of the Lakers dynasty?
Man, a lot of people upset with their depictions, but I've been very thoroughly entertained, and I'm not judging a single person.
I agree.
This was your life.
I do really think we should review They Call Me Magic, but it's up to you.
I'm not interested in watching somebody pat themselves on the back for 2 hours for things that I know that they don't give a damn about. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Fair enough. One more time, do you want to plug what we are doing next week?
Yes, yeah. So again, done with TV shows for now. Don't have anything lined up to review. So next Thursday's live will be a viewer's choice live. Come with your questions. Anything we cover, sports. Obviously, recast childhood related stuff, Black Panther, comic books, MCU hip-hop content, power, hip hop. We'll have a new Kendrick album coming out. What'd you say?
Politics.
Yeah. Anything that's on your mind, man. We'll rock out next week for, we'll start with an hour. We'll see how it goes and, just kind of kick it from there. But that's what we'll be doing next Thursday. So make sure y'all tap back in with us.
For sure. Well, until next Thursday, hopefully y'all have a wonderful rest of your night, or if you're watching this on the review, hope you have a wonderful day. And until then, we will see y'all.